Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of WTWO's Beyond the Stands. Of course, I'm your host, Rick Simler, and I have a regional champion team in the building with me today. I'm talking about the Terre Haute North boys basketball team. They won their first regional since 1999 on Saturday, and two of the starters from the team are joining me. One is Cam Fennell. Hey, Cam, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. The other is Brady Klopfenstein. Great, Brady, great to see you.
Yep, you too.
All right, guys, lots to talk about. Let's get into it. I guess, first of all, I mentioned regional champion. How's it sound? Terre Haute North regional champs for the first time since 1999, Cam.
It's pretty great. It's always nice to be a part of history.
It's been a long time, 1999. I know you guys know some of that team, Brady. Pretty cool to update history a little bit at Terre Haute North.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. I mean, after we won, Alan Golf was texting me about it, how we still got to win one more to beat him or tie him. That was pretty cool.
Let's talk about the game. You guys have made nothing easy this postseason. Let's be honest about it. First, the sectional championship game, you guys were up by 21, had to hold on to win by 2. The regional final, you rally from 15 down in the second half, 13 down with 3:19 to go in the game. Cam, do you guys just like to make things hard a little bit?
Sometimes the amount of adversity that it gives us teaches us more lessons, and we learn more about the game by going through those situations.
So, Brady, what Cam said, what have you learned about your team the last 2 games and the wild moments you've had?
I mean, I feel like Blooming South, that was a little bit different than Whiteland because we were up by 20. But Whiteland, I feel like like Cam said, we fought through adversity, and we showed that we can win at any point. It's a game 32 minutes, and we showed that.
I got to ask you guys, though. I mentioned the deficit. Start with you, Cam. Down 13 with 3:19 to go. Did you honestly think that you could come back, or did you think the season was over?
Yeah, actually, I did. We called a timeout with 3:19 left, and I never was nervous about the game. I always thought that we had it in us because we do 4-minute segments at practice every day, and we literally have scored 18 points in a 4-minute segment before. So scoring 13 points in a score game I thought it was pretty doable.
Now, one of the reasons I have both of you guys in, both of you were big reason that Terre Haute North won the regional. Start with you, Cam. You had 20 points. But a lot of people talk about your points wasn't the difference. It was your defense that was a difference in the game. Did you feel that way?
I felt like I got my hand on a lot of balls, but I also felt like whenever I did mess up, Bryce Rim was back there to help me block shots and get in the way, and I felt like we rotated to the ball really well, and we played great team defense.
You have been quiet a little bit in the tournament, Cam, and you exploded for 20. Did it feel good to be such a big contributor and lead your team?
It always feels great, but my teammates they always make me put in the right spots, and they help me succeed too.
Now, Brady, you've been on fire in the tournament, leading the team in scoring. It comes down about a minute to go in the game. That comeback is on from 13 down. You're down by 3. You get the ball in your hands, and you hit the 3 to tie it to force overtime. When the ball comes to you, what were you thinking?
I mean, before I knew I was getting the ball, we called our play, and I was in my mind, I was thinking, I'm going to hit this. And we executed perfectly. Cam was on fire, and he ran off, and they all chased him. And I came off the elevator and hit the 3, and Gavin threw a perfect pass and hit the shot. Felt great.
You speak of felt great. I mean, in that moment, the place is going crazy. You know, I know you're caught in the moment, but just what was going through your mind?
I was ecstatic. I mean, I did some celebrations with the crowd that was kind of questionable, but I did do that. I was just in the moment, felt awesome.
I know I did it as a kid. Everybody does it as a kid in Indiana. You know, basketball in the backyard, 3, 2, 1, you hit the shot, or I've done it with my son. How many times you do that shot in the backyard, Brady, and hit that shot?
I practice catch and shoot threes all the time. That's really my main role right now, and I've done it so many.
Now, I got to ask you guys, a year ago you were the favorite in the sectional and lost to Avon, kind of gave away a game. Now, not only do you come back this year and win sectionals, you go a step further and win regionals. Start with you, Cam. Just how satisfying has this postseason run been for you guys?
It's been great. 4 of our 5 starters were big parts of the team last year, and that loss really stuck with us. And every day in practice, Wolf will be like, you don't win a sectional championship by doing this and that, and then he'll tell us that we need to work harder, and it's really just started a fire under our butts and made us work harder as a team.
Brady, he mentioned it. I mean, just how much did last year fuel this season and especially the postseason run?
I mean, after last season, we all got together as a team, and our coach talked to us individually, and he just asked us our goals, and we said our main one was to win a sectional and end up winning a state title. And I think each day in practice, we just keep that in the back of our minds and makes us work harder.
Got to mention our sponsors on the show, Crow Equipment Incorporated and Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, building a higher standard award winner for quality and reliability you can depend on. Call Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning, 765-832-9401. So, guys, one of the things I do respect about Terre Haute North, you play as a team. There is no I in this team, and if there is, I know how it is with Coach Woelfle, you're not playing. Talk about the way, so many of you could probably score more points if you were on a different team, I'm not going to lie. But talk about the way everybody buys in to the team concept at Terre Haute North Camp.
So really, we all hold each other accountable in the weight room, in practice. If someone's not doing something right, we get them together and we tell them that, like, we need to do it differently. And then, everyone obviously wants to score, but if we pass the ball and move the ball and everyone starts scoring, it creates more looks for everyone and not just one person.
Brady, how nice is it that, on a different night, I do those fantasy stars and rarely is a Terre Haute North player on it. Yes, I hear from Coach Woelfle about it all the time. But it seems you guys have a different score every game, though. How nice is that you guys have so many weapons?
I just think it makes us that much harder to guard. Teams don't expect who's going to be the leading scorer that night or who's the best player. I think we're really hard to guard because we all make the right cuts, and our Gavin, he's our point guard. He makes the right reads most of the time. I just think we all work together good as a team.
So it gets even bigger. You guys are on to a semi-state. Play Lawrence North. Was reading a couple articles already, and of course, no one's giving you guys credit. You can't be shocked with that, Cam, are you, that you guys just aren't getting the respect statewide, are you?
No, but it just makes it that much better whenever we go down there and we show that we can compete and we can play with these guys, even though they have big talent and we don't necessarily have big talent, but we're one and we're together.
Brady, are you guys going there maybe with a chip on your shoulder with something to prove?
Yeah, this whole year I feel like we haven't been respected that much. No one has us winning this game, but I know as a team we think that we can win this game, and I feel like we are too.
Now, I got to ask, is it pretty cool? When you get down to the Final 8 in the state, it's for real, and you guys are for real, but there's some serious talent in teams taking that court at Newcastle on Saturday. Brady, with you, is it cool to see? Some of these guys in a couple of years you might be watching on TV. Is it amazing the talent that's going to be on display there?
Yeah, Lawrence North, they have 3 Division I guys right now, and one's the leading scorer at Lawrence North ever, which I think is pretty crazy. But I think that we're the better team, and I think we'll work together as a team better. They might have better individual talent, but we're the better team.
What about you, Cam? I know you respect it, but the talent there in teams is going to be unreal.
Every team we play from here on out has at least one guy who's supposedly D1, and we don't have a D1 guy, but we do have a really good basketball team.
Now on Saturday, Terre Haute North takes on Lawrence North in the first semifinal at the 4A Newcastle semi-state. And speaking of Newcastle, they got the biggest gym, not only in Indiana, but the United States. I'm sure you guys have seen the video there. I don't know if you've played there, but just start with you, Cam. How cool is it to be able to play in this gym?
It's pretty amazing. Ever since you're a kid and you hear about the high school basketball, I feel like you've heard about Newcastle, and Newcastle being the biggest gym in the world. And to be able to play there and have the opportunity to play there is just amazing.
Brady, Mr. Shooter, are you looking forward to playing in this kind of gym and seeing what it's like?
I'm ecstatic. I think I've seen videos, and I've never been there in person, but just seeing pictures, it gets you excited.
Want to again thank our sponsors of the show, Crow Equipment Incorporated, and Andrews Heating and Air Conditioning. Also remember, there's new ways that you can find Beyond the Stands on Spotify, CastBox, Pocket Cast, and iHeartRadio. You guys know I love to pick on Coach Woelfle. I call him the man, the myth, the legend. I guess start with you, Brady, first. Just what's it like to play for Coach Woelfle?
I mean, he's a great coach. We know going into each game we'll be ready, and he scouts so well. We know every team's best player, what they're going to do, their plays, just our game plan. We're always the most prepared team in the state, I feel like.
You speak of that, Brady. I got to ask. I'll text him. He knows like teams plays like from 5 years down the road. It is insane the scouting he does. Just how good of a scout is he?
I mean, it's insane. I mean, I've been best friends with his son Gavin for a long time, and I'm over at their house all the time. And I see the work that he puts in, and it's just as important as the work we put in, and he helps us so much.
And I know, Cam, you enjoy Coach Woelfle. He gets a little animated at times. How much do you enjoy that?
I love Coach Woelfle. Coach Woelfle and me are on a personal level because last year he ripped into me and he screamed at me in a completely silent gym. And ever since then, he's never really yelled at me or anything. But it just shows that his relationships with the players is not – he has a special one with every player, and not every player gets treated the same, but we're all treated equally.
And how much do you guys enjoy when I love to put the camera on him, his gestures, when his face turns around. How much do you guys enjoy all that stuff?
It's pretty awesome. I mean, sometimes he's got a vein going right through his forehead, and sometimes his mouth and his throat looks like it's going to explode.
I don't know if awesome's the right word. I think it's hilarious. It's funny to see his face so red.
Yeah, sometimes he'll be yelling, and I have to be trying not to laugh just because most of the time it's at his own kid.
Yeah, I mean, you see him on the news and zoom in on his face. High blood pressure or something.
Coach will definitely love that. Okay, so let's talk about the semi-state matchup, taking on Lawrence North. Start with you, Brady. What does Terre Haute North got to get done to beat LN?
I mean, I think we really got to value our possession. We're going to take it as possession by possession game because they're obviously really talented and really athletic. But I think we got to value our possession and rebound really well. They got 6'9", 6'7", multiple guys averaging 8 rebounds, 5 rebounds, and I think rebounding is going to be a big key to this game.
Cam, you're used to playing against elite talent. This team is. You played some indie schools. It's going to be no different with LN. What do you see some of the things you got to get done?
We have to be able to handle pressure because Lawrence North is probably going to pressure us just like every other school that has scouted us and thinks they have a chance. Whiteland started to be physical with us, but I think we have to handle pressure and we have to limit them to one possession. They're really good at offensive rebounding, and we have to not let them get those offensive rebounds because that's where like 30% of their points come from.
So you win sectionals this year. You win regionals for the first time since 1999. Terre Haute North has been around since the early 70s, has never won semi-state. Cam, what would it mean to win semi-state this weekend?
It would mean everything. I mean, like, it's about – I think this team is something special, and it's something that Coach Woelfle is never going to have again just because of the personal relationships. But to be able to win with this team and buy in as one together and then to compete for a state title would be absolutely amazing.
And Brady, you've already made some history, first time, 99 I said, but what would it mean to be the first school to take Terre Haute North boys basketball to the state finals?
I mean, I think it would mean everything to us as a team, but I think it would also mean a lot to the past players who have been here. I mean, there's a lot of past players coming to watch us, including like Avish Reddy and Jack Halls and Cam Baker and Braden from last year. They all come still support us, and even teams from far back as whenever Coach started coaching. I just think that's incredible for them to keep watching us and keep looking at it for us.
Well, Terre Haute North is one of the 4 semi-state games that we have on Saturday, and WTW Sports will be covering it. Again, you can they take on Lawrence North 10 a.m. on Saturday at Newcastle, the biggest high school gym in the United States. Remember, you can always follow Beyond the Stands at mywabashvalley.com. That does it for this edition of Beyond the Stands.